India has committed to being net zero by 2070, and all the solutions for India's making progress on that front have to come from within the country, because India is a large country and there are many issues which have to be dealt with. So I just thought this is one way by which I can catalyze the operation, where we start thinking about how we can create solutions to get to carbon neutrality. So I think that, and net zero. So I think that I'm just trying to help the process along, where my contribution can potentially help people think about and give space to think about these solutions and then implement them. As an alumnus, my best years actually of growing up were at IIT Kanpur, and I think that it's foundational in terms of what I learned here. And I think given that I learned everything here and given my great experience here, I just thought that giving back to IIT is really fundamental, because I think that in terms of the growth of the institution, there are many stakeholders in the institution, and I think alumnus are a very key stakeholder. And I think if alumni can give back, that makes the institution that much better. So I'm hoping that this small contribution of mine will help the institution become better, and I'm quite optimistic that it will, given that the people here are perhaps as good, if not better, than what they were when I was here. My mother was a very common sense sort of person, was highly educated, had a PhD in physics, was a pioneer amongst in women's education in India. She got a PhD in 1942, perhaps one of the first women physicists in the country. And I think that she worked all her life. And I think she always instilled in us the fact that if you just do the right thing and work hard, you'll do well. And I think that that's something which has always stuck with me. And I think that her sort of instilling these values, which I've always cherished over the years, has been key to my success. I always liked architecture, because architecture is very creative and analytical at the same time, and I like nice buildings. So I've always felt that being an architect would be really a lot of fun, because you can see what you draw being created right in front of you, and can take pleasure in that. So there's a certain fulfillment and there's a certain life cycle of work which you can really see manifested if you're an architect. So that's why I always thought that an architect would be a good profession for me. Rakesh Gangwal, in fact, I know him quite well, because he was a year senior to me in IIT when we were here, and he has made it possible for this whole medical establishment to be built. And I think in the future, engineering and bioengineering and sciences have to all come together to push healthcare. And I think medical research and healthcare research is really key, and that's one of the things which potentially IIT Kanpur can really contribute to. So I really think it's going to make a huge difference, because that's really the future in terms of how the sciences and engineering can contribute to medical research. So I'm very pleased that IIT and Kanpur is doing this, and that Rakesh Gangwal has contributed to making this happen.